Hey there, we are back on the Brownie restoration for another episode. Once again, this is my 1986 W900 that I am restoring, I guess you'd say, to its former glory. She's a little rough around the edges now, but we're going to make her better. We're building the foundation for a cool truck. So this episode, I want to remove the sun visor and the horns and the lights off the roof. I want to get those off. And let's see, got the handles, cab entry handles, exhaust, the back window. I pretty much want to strip everything off that's left on the truck. There's a handle here. I want to get all that stuff off. That way the cab is pretty well stripped as far as parts goes, and just working my way. We're still a long ways from paint, but you know, just keep working at it and we're getting closer. So that's what we're going to do on this episode, maybe some other stuff, but for now that's what we're going to do, and let's get to it. All right, let's get started on these lights. Pretty easy to take them off. There's just the two screws. So these are Torx bits here that take these off. Loosen these up with the drill. And then I can't remember if I unplugged these or not yet. Oh yeah. Either they were unplugged or I just unplugged them. I think I'm going to keep the screws and these sockets out of these lights until I put the truck back together. I got brand new LED lights, new housings and everything for the truck, but they didn't come with these bullet connections. So I'll probably hang on to these, and then on the new lights I'll probably, you know, cut these so I have the factory connections. So that's the plan for that. I'll go ahead and remove the other four, and then we'll get these horns off. Alrighty, lights are off the top of the roof. Now let's get the horns off. On the inside, there is just 1/4-inch air line that goes on the, there you are, 1/4-inch air line. So we'll just take that off. Alright, line's loose. And then we'll go ahead and loosen that fitting. Alright, so we'll take the fitting that came out of here. I'll just screw it back on this hose, and then we'll just set it up here in the on that little piece of metal here in the cab. That way when we go back together, everything will be, I won't be looking for that fitting. So yeah, now we can go up top and we'll take the screws out, or the bolts out of the horn. All right, so on the roof, the horn is held with 3 bolts. And these are nut zerted to the cab, 10mm. We'll get these unscrewed. But I could use a 10mm ratchet wrench, I guess, for this stuff. I probably could have got a socket on there, but heck, we're this far now, I might as well just keep going. I think there's a little silicone on these as well, which slows things down. All right, there's the back. Once you get the back loose, And then that should come up through the cab there. That fitting goes through. I think there should be a rubber grommet. Oh, it's right here. This is just silicone. Okay. And then once you get the back loose and picked up, you just slide it forward because the horn is tapered until it comes out. And this is not not the true rubber mount. This is like somebody just put a piece of rubber hose in here because they didn't have any, which was good. At least they did that. But if you have the proper rubber, you just slide this in up and then it'll come out of the top like that. So that's cool. I remember as a kid, these horns, this truck had the coolest air horn. It was like a fog horn. They were really deep horns, and man, it sounded so good. I always remember that horn to this day. So I'm really excited one day to get to blow this horn again. Sounds stupid, but you know, it's just stuff you remember as a kid, and that's what makes this truck so special to me. You know, it's just a truck, but it's just cool. You know, just reminds me of the old being a kid, and you know, and all that good stuff. So all right, let's get this last one out of the front here. All right, got the ratchet now. Probably make life a little easier. Hopefully these horns, I'll be able to polish them out, bring a little bit of the shine back to them. So the horns are removed, the lights are removed. Last thing is the visor. And we've got some Phillips head screws here on the sides. So we got 2 screws on each side here, and then we got 1 bolt in the middle. Take those 2 bolts, and then I'm going to loosen up all these screws. Those were 7/16. Buzz these off real quick. And there, I'll get some going back together. It looks like those aren't the original ones, but going back together, I'll definitely get some stainless steel bolts to hold that down. So those I think I'll just throw in the scrap iron bin. Now we'll come back and get these screws on the side. This visor's in pretty decent shape. We got a little dent there, and it's pushed in right there on that edge. I think you can make that out. I think that's pretty easy to straighten that out. And then I think someone washed it with frickin' steel wool, so I'll have my work cut out, but we'll buff this out, and I'm excited to see what it looks like. I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to shine pretty decent. And then with this brown paint, all the shiny stuff is going to, you'll be able to see it. It's going to have nice contrast, I do believe. I'm just glad the nut certs are not spinning. So I think I'll just stick you back up here. Get this last 2 screws out of here. That's not exactly what we wanted to have happen. The camera's still good. The visor's still good. All right. visor removed. I'm just going to set it down here for now. Okay, with the sun visor removed, I didn't notice this before, but there's damage to the front of this cab here. I think you can see it, the fiberglass. Looks like maybe something came down and hit the truck here. So I'll get this bracket off, and then there's a lot of fiberglass repair work to do. There's this here I found. There's a hole in the back of the cab, and then the top of this is really got all the checks, the weather checks, and I'm not exactly sure how to get those out. So like I said, I kind of wanted to do the body work myself, but I don't really know how to do this, and I want this to look good, so I might end up getting someone to do it for me. I don't know. We're still a ways from it, but that's unfortunate. But I think it's easily fixed. I'll put it that way. Hey, welcome back. So I came to the shop the other day and I didn't bring the camera. I always bring this darn camera with me everywhere I go, and then I forgot it at home one day. But I went ahead and continued working on the truck, on old Brownie here on the cab, and finished stripping everything down. I got the window out of the back here. I took the grab handles off the side. You saw earlier we took everything off the roof. And then here on the firewall, we got the heater box out of it, and I ended up taking the wiring harness off. There was, out of these plugs here, there's one plug, and then over here on this electrical box there was I think 2 or 3 more, I forget now, but they're all cut differently, so you won't be able to mix them up when you go back together. So yeah, the cab's pretty well cleaned out. I also replaced these mirror brackets. There's one here and one up there. They were both cracked, broken, so I had some off of a parts truck that I had, so I swapped those out. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. I think the next project is going to be the doors, but I'm going to save those for a different video. So yeah, I just wanted to give you the update. So on this video, we kind of just cleaned off the roof, the lights, the horns, the sun visor, finished taking parts off. So we're getting this baby stripped down to where we can do some paint and body work. That's the goal. So that's going to do it for this video. We got the cab pretty well stripped down, and so yeah, we're slow and steady. We're moving along on this project. So anyway, yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one.